was just sitting here and remembering the first event I did in Antalya, and it was exactly 20 years ago, and it was a conference for 400 people. And since then, I did tons of events for the groups, like the small one of 20 people to up to the biggest we did, 1,600 people here. And every time we did the event here, it was brilliant. Brilliant in all of the terms, and in many of the terms the previous panelists were talking about. I'll do it in the form of a little bit of masterclass. And because I really have the great experience in B2B sales. And a little bit about myself. I'm in mice industry for the 24 years. And I've got my own agency, which we are number 4 agency by Eventex in 2090s of the world. I am the top 20 business ladies of Russia. And I am a mentor, and I'm a business and event strategist. I'm also an event design director Russia and a part of the event design global team. And on a daily basis, I work with the top teams, the corporate teams on a daily basis. I work with the B2B sales for the big corporate clients and their needs. So what I can say that there is no competition. There is no competition. You can be the only one as long as your customer is in the first place. Your customer needs, you understand them. You understand the value of what you can give them. You are not the one who is only the executors and who serves them, like from down up. Yeah, okay, I'll do whatever you want. It doesn't work. And not as long as you teach them, okay, I'm a super professional, I know better what you need. So it doesn't work. So you should be on the same level. It's like they have the need, and you have the key to the door they need to open. And that is the only way it works. And, but to open the door, you need to know their needs. You need to understand what they want. You need to understand what would be the result for them. What it can be try to get into the budget they have, and meanwhile to have a wow effect from the event. In some of the events, to satisfy the boss and to make him happy. And no matter there are 1,000 people, it doesn't mean that you need to do a great event for 1,000 people, but it means that you should have a separate rider for the boss and make him happy, as long as the other 1,000 people are happy. So, but you need to understand, you need to find it out, you need to fix it, you need not to be a consultant, because in our industry, we don't have a product. The problem of any service business, we don't have a product. We have a product when the event is done, because we can fix it as a case, we can show the photos, videos, what the client says, and so on. But we are selling the air. In the previous discussion, the guys were talking how to sell turkey. You just try to explain something, but you can show you the cases, you can show the product. So when we are selling the services, what you sell your expertise, you sell your cases, you sell your what clients say about you, yeah, and you also sell your partners' expertise, yeah, because you have the best partners in Turkey here. And why you need to focus on the client? Because we are all in business here. Our business exists because of our clients. If the clients wouldn't bring the money into our business, it wouldn't exist. So the client should be on the first place. The client should always be your main focus. The client's needs, because the client brings us the money. The clients bring us loyalty. And the clients build their reputation for us. And that is basically the clients built our business. And we should make our business as effective, as convenient, as comfortable as we can for our clients, so that they would bring us the budgets and choose us. And still, we have to have the profit. Otherwise, we wouldn't exist as a business. And we should also keep the reputation to make the repeated sales, to make the clients sell us. Because in the service industries, basically the clients sell us, not only us, because we make the promises. Then we, on the marketing stage. Then we give the arguments on the sales stage. And then basically the execution stage, if we all look at it, because sometimes people say, well, we are not about sales, we are just doing the execution. On the execution stage, there is the main sales and service business. On the execution stage, there is a repeat sale. And if you come to the hotel and you won't be happy with the service, no matter how much budget would be put into marketing, no matter what arguments you will get on a table, you won't come back here. So even the person, I don't know, who, the cleaner, makes a repeated sale. And every person in a team, in your team, should know that and understand the role in the sales process. I wouldn't go further, but these two are the most important. So the main focus on the client, and then you would be out of competition. Because many people are focused, even when you go on the presentation, you have a lot of partners coming to our office and present themselves. I would say only 5% of them talks about us. 95% talk about themselves. They try to offer us something without even asking what we need, without even checking what kind of need do we have, what kind of project do we have, what kind of clients we work with. And it's very important. If you start to even build up your meetings, trying to find out what your clients need first, and then speak about yourself in the way that you show your expertise and in the way to help your client to understand how you can close their needs, how you can do it with your expertise, with your team, with your destination, and with the services you offer. I love what Tony Shea said, and he had a kind of formula of the successful business. Know your ideal client. There is a formula, it's a very much Pareto principle, that about 20% of the clients we can fire easily. We should fire. So we should know our ideal client. We should know what's not only the current one, but ideal one. And then we should make an offer that he really needs to get from us. He waits to get from us. So for that, we need to know the real needs. And the real needs is not to make an event for us. The real needs for somebody, it's safety. For somebody, it's image. For somebody, it can be loyalty in the B2B sales of the director. For somebody, it can be the next step in their career. And we need to find it out. To do that, it will be my last slide, but I want to go into that. You don't need to be a consultant. You need to be a trusted advisor. Who knows the difference between the consultant and trusted advisor? It's a language. What kind of language of the consultant and what kind of language of the trusted advisor? The consultant, the client speaks with the consultant by the language of tasks. I want this. The client speaks with the trusted advisor by the language of a problem. So as long as you know the problem, you can solve it. As long as you know the task, you never know what is the problem behind that. So to become a trusted advisor, you need to ask questions. You need to ask the right questions. You need to find the problem, not the direct questions. So basically, if you are told the task, I need to do the event. Why do you need to do that? Do it like a conversation. Why do you need this event? I don't know, an anniversary of the company. Okay, how did you do the anniversaries the last years? The previous years, what was good, what was bad? At the end, you will get to the real problem or to the real task. what the client is not happy right now about. Why they want it, I don't know, for 500 people. Well, maybe they need it for 1,000. Maybe they need it for the employees. Maybe they need it. So then you can try to offer the solutions, how you can solve this problem, and show your expertise and show your cases. But always try to change the language from the language of task to the language of problems. And that is very important. And the third thing is over-deliver. Over-deliver means just fulfill your promises. Nobody waits from you to do much more than expected. So the expectations today is just fulfill what you promised, because it's really so rare today. Everybody's promising more than they're doing at the end. So just fulfill your promise, and that would be over-delivery. Just know the profile of your client and know the real needs. And check it out. If you want to get the answer, just ask questions. There is no other formula. Ask a question. The other things, I will give it to you as a homework, and who wants to do it, it's really a great exercise. As I told, we don't sell the events. We sell something very intangible that stands behind the events. So try to take a paper and try to fix what you really sell. Because clients don't buy our expertise, they buy their safety, that they won't lose money with us, they won't lose time with us, they won't need to change the provider during the event, and so on. They won't have problems. So try to put your benefits, your advantages, into intangible benefits for the clients. And when you go to the meeting, don't speak by the advantages, speak by the client's benefits. And you are safe with us. Why do you say so? Because, and it's very important, you speak by the clients, you go into the problems. And the client in this point will tell us, I didn't feel safe at this event, this event, this event. And you basically change the language to the language of problem. Money is always there. But he will get them when the client sees that you can give him something valuable for him. And to do that, he needs to trust you. So who's familiar with the cases, who has the cases when you're just negotiating with the client and then they say no? And sometimes it's unexpected. And basically, the reason is you didn't develop enough trust. Because there are 4 key no's. I have no time to meet you, to answer a call, to have a Zoom. I mean, clients know. We don't have the money. So that is why we cannot afford it. We don't have an urgency, or we don't have a need right now. But if you look at that, basically behind that, there is just no trust. But nobody would tell us directly that we don't trust you. No, we get basically those 3 no's when we get no from the client. And trust is achieved when we care for the customers, when we build the trust, when we really solve the problem. And we can, and the trust is the key. Trust is the key to the time, trust is the key for the money, and trust is the key for the urgency. If somebody would tell you that you are planning an event, if you go in those dates and you'll get the really great offer, what you consider that? If the client trusts you, they say, okay, what are the other options? And you start to talk, and you start to discuss. You can really sell, not what you need, what the client needs. You can sell the better conditions, you can sell the better place, you can sell the better hotel. So you're thinking by what is valuable for them. Also another homework, remember the last no's and just write down one or two and try to analyze where you didn't build the trust and where you could have done better. It's very important. We do this exercise with a team, and it's always about the trust. It's never about the money. It's never about, because if you have the trust, your client would tell us it's too expensive for me, or or he just fixed the limit for the budget, or he would say, okay, I love the idea, but I've got some feedback for you. I want also this and this. So if you have trust, you will always get the feedback and the information you need. Personal brand. So many people and many companies see at the personal or company brand as a kind of ego stories. But look at this as the sales channel. It is the sales channel. And it's also very important to use it as not the direct sales channel. Today is the modern marketing formula for services. It's not the selling directly. It's only 5% of the content you produce. It's sales. And you don't need to tell people buy from me in services, in B2B services especially. You need to show your values. You need to show your experience, you need to show your cases, you need to show your team, you need to show your philosophy, and you need to show your attitude to your clients. And that is what people buy. And you don't need to sell. So it's a kind of formula selling without sales. So 85% is the useful content. Useful content, it's basically when you speak to the clients, you see their problems, you try to basically kind of educate, but in a nice storytelling way. 10% is the involvement. You need to understand if it's interesting, or it can be some gamification, or it can be something that, or tell us yes or no, or whatever. You need to really try to involve the clients into the conversation. And then you can be the leader, but there is no formula for the leadership because we are all different. Every leader is different, so you need to find your own style. You need to find somebody, is very wow and a kind of very joyful. Another one is very peace and comfort, but a client can feel very safe with them. So there is no, right formula. Try to find your own leadership style, and it's always, a complex and very individual strategies and active steps. The strategy without the steps doesn't work. And today, everybody wants to be very innovative. But if you look at the statistics for the innovations, it's only 1% is innovation, and 99% is basically we are improving on what is already in the market. We are improving what is already in the services. We can improve the customer journey. We can make it nicer, we can do some more services, we can give more care for the clients, and it's very important. So try to find where you can improve the client's way, the customer journey, and it's very important. And there is another formula for that. The contract stage should be for the client, not later and not earlier than the step number 7. If you walk the client's customer journey, doing a kind of customer journey map, try to not to too much involve client before the contract. Like, I need this from you, I need this from you. Try to collect it at one step. Not like, you don't need to touch him the 20 times before that. It's annoying. So it's very important that you're the professional and to build it up so the sales stage wouldn't be later than the step 7. It's very important. And stages of sale, it's also very important. There are a few roles and stages, and you can take a picture, maybe the presentation would be sent. But you have the first contact, and it's not always the buyer who really pays the money is in B2B sales, is the person we contact. And it's very important to understand who are you contacting. And at every stage, whatever you do, you make a call. Many people, what we do, we just call, and then without a certain aim for the call. So we just spoke, then we are thinking, okay, ended a call, and then did we agree about anything? Or we just checked how we are all doing? So try to fix the aim for every act, every step you make. Whatever it's a phone call, whatever it's a Zoom, so understand who you contact. Then try to arrange the meeting with the buyer. If you ask the question, and if you're really trying to raise the problems, it wouldn't be a big problem, because usually a person who is a gatekeeper cannot give you the answer for these questions. So, and in my experience, in 90%, when we are asking the right questions, the client today says, okay, we're asking like for a 30-minute Zoom with the buyer. They want to speak to us because we are asking the right question. We are how this event will help your business. We were making an architecture for Schneider Electric big innovation summit in Moscow. And they took 2 weeks after we asked the question, okay, what is the result you want to get in money? And for 2 weeks, the top team discussed it, and they came back to us and said, okay, we want 100 million euros contracts after this event. It was a very big event. Okay, let's think how we do that. We took a list of stakeholders. They usually invite, there were more than 50. And in the end, we understood there are only 2 people who can give the budget. Is the chief engineer of the big offices or plants, whatever, and it's a general manager. Only 2 persons. And we built up the whole program based on the 2 persons and their teams. Also educated the engineers and everything. And they reached the target. And they reached the target because there is no direct ROI on event. But you can influence when you know why you do that. You can understand who are the stakeholders. So then when you ask the right questions, you will get an access to the buyer. The buyer, what you should do, you should ask another question to understand basically how they are going to value your proposal, why it is important, how they are going to measure, what are their objectives. And another thing is proposal. The proposal, usually I'm getting a lot of proposals and much information into it. And 90% of that is what basically I don't need it at the moment. So your offer should be a summary of what you just discussed. And solutions, better more than 1. 3 is ideal. And then we're offering this, we can do it like this, we can do it this way, we can do it this way. And then you have a point of discussion. Whether it is good, what is better to change, and it's very good. After you do the event, just review and try to expand your business, because the repeat sales is also the, you want to get referrals. You want from this event make, not to put a lot of marketing budget, but your cheapest lead is a repeated sales, a recommendation of your client to somebody else. And it's also a very important stage. Many of us forget about this. And basically 5, very fast 5 mistakes how to fail the sales. It's a Columbus syndrome. Columbus sailed to open in India, and then he opens in America. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know what he discovered, and when he came back, he couldn't tell how he got there. So try to understand what you do, where you go, and what should be the result. And it's very important. And check it with the client. Check it from the client and know it for yourself. Focusing on sales, on selling yourself. Try to understand the needs. Try to understand the needs, ask questions, and then offer the solutions. And better understanding of real needs. Over-offering. Try to offer the solutions, how you solve the problems, and then you can put it even in your presentation like extras. We also can add, so fix the main idea and then do it in a kind of separate way. Don't try to mix it all together. So there should be a focus on best solution, and not fixing a name for every step in action. So every step in action, you should have a final name for the call, for the Zoom, for the event. Yeah, so how you can measure it. Yes or no, we are going to have this event. Did we get the answers for the questions? And that is don't be a consultant. Be a trusted advisor. Try to speak the language, by the languages of problems, and by asking questions, get the answers, and you will be out of competition. You will be really great expert who would be recommended by every client to 5 another ones. Thank you very much.